Hello everybody, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to another video. Today it's a bit of a quick one, but we're going to be looking at some bits and bobs that have been sent over by the guys at Warbases. They were kind enough to send over some of their new table ready terrain. This is pre-coloured MDF and it's some pillboxes, obviously for World War II, but I guess you could use it in some sci-fi or near future gaming as well. What I want to have a look at is basically the quality of the print and also how easy this is to put together. They've sent over 3 of their kits. I've got the machine gun post, the Type 22 red brick pillbox and the Type 26 pillbox. So I figured that the easiest way to do this is simply just to probably put this thing into a bit of a time lapse and just get on and build them. So they all come really well packaged, and I for once had no trouble getting into these things, and to be honest, popping them off of the frames as well was no problem at all. Now, there are no instructions in the set itself, but to be honest, I had no problem just doing a bit of a rough dry fit on these and then putting them together. As you can see, the quality of the print is very high, and especially on this one, on the red brick pillbox, and you can get all of that mortar in between the bricks coming through really nicely. So I just spent about 20 seconds just doing a little bit of a dry fit, just making sure I knew what was going on, and then I just got straight to it. So the first thing that I do is I always just use this Gorilla Glue wood glue, and I just blobbed a whole load of it onto a Pringle lid, which I always have plenty of around, and then using an old brush I just dab the PVA onto the component pieces and then just slot them into place. Now, as I said, these didn't actually come with any instructions, and out of the 3 kits, this red brick pillbox, the Type 22, was probably the more awkward one to put together because it's this hexagonal shape, and there's basically 6 separate wall sections, 3 of one type, 3 of another, and then you alternate slotting them in so you can get those corner pieces together. But really, compared to some MDF kits and well, basically any kits you get these days, that is relatively simple. Basically, I just go around, I put the PVA on all of this, and I just do it all while it's wet. You can still move it around a fair bit. I mean, I'm sure everyone is probably used to using PVA glue on MDF kits. The main thing here is I didn't want to get too much PVA on the outside of the model because I wasn't quite sure how it would react with the nice sort of print on it. After I've done doing one of these buildings, I always go over the inside seams with a little bit more PVA just to sort of add to the strength. The doorway is a separate piece. I guess you could leave that off if you wanted, to have it open, but I've stuck that into place. And for the roof here, for the extra sort of bit on top, a few blobs of PVA around the outside, and then just pressed into place on the roof. And that was it. And I could set this one on one side to dry. So I thought that I would go ahead and just tackle the Type 26 pillbox next. Now, this one was a lot easier to put together. I probably should have started with this one because essentially it's just a box. So once again, I just spend 30 seconds just doing a quick dry fit so I know where all the pieces go, and then I can just go about just doing exactly the same thing again and just PVAing it all together. Now, I do play a few World War II games. I do occasionally play Bolt Action, I play 0-200 Hours, and I also play Achtung Panzer. So I can see these being really useful for dropping onto the table. Now, you're going to see this by the end of the video, but sticking these things together, all 3 of them only took me about, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes. And to be honest, you could probably do a little bit more with them. You could probably chuck some weathering on there. You could also, hit them with a bit of a matte varnish if you felt that there was a bit of a shine, or even actually just base them up and build up a little bit of terrain. But these are great pieces to just sort of get onto the table. Each one of these bunkers is £10 each. There's 5 in the range so far, but I know that Warbases have plans for more pre-coloured terrain and not just pillbox stuff. This last one here, the machine gun post, I really liked because it's got the that sort of corner missing where the machine gun can be set up, and I can see just throwing these on the table really nice and straightforward, and a really good way to build up your terrain. After working on a few other MDF kits recently that really had some quite sort of flimsy and delicate pieces, this was actually, you know, a breath of fresh air to just be able to get this kit and just put it together really simply. As I always do with all of these videos, I will leave links all down below so that you can go over and have a look at these on the website. And if you do head over to the Plastic Crack podcast, which I'll link below, we had Glenn from Warbases on, and he was telling us all about these buildings, the ideas behind them, and these are sort of more bit of a test run for what's to come. So I'll leave that link down below. Make sure that you go over there and have a look. Anyway, as I say, this was a nice little project to do in between painting up a load of troops, and it really didn't take any time at all. And here you can see the finished articles. Now, they do finish up really nicely. Now, I did consider basically hitting these with a matte varnish, and I may still do that. But what I want to do is get some weathering pigments and slap them all over sort of the bottom of the model. Now, for this one, I did end up removing the base. I just felt that that would help it sit on the table a little bit easier. And, you know, if I want models to move into this, then the roof is nicely removable. But yeah, I think out of all of them, the red brick Type 22 pillbox is probably my favourite, followed by this machine gun post. But as I say, these are going to be really good for building out your table. The quality of the sort of the print on it, the color is really good. I gave it a good sort of scratching and rubbing with various bits and bobs, and nothing came off, as has happened with other sort of kits and products that I've had. So what I wanted to do was also just show you how these scale up next to some 28mm miniatures. So I grabbed a couple of my my Germans and my SAS from Wargames Atlantic. I use these for 0-200 hours, and as you can see, they fit together really nicely. They go together well, and these would look at home on any battlefield, especially in 0-200 hours where you've got to do a lot of sneaking around. So these would be a lot of fun to have on the table. Anyway, guys, like I just say, it was just a quick video today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Remember to go over to Warbases website and have a look at these, and keep tuned for what they've got coming out in the future. I've got some more battle reports and other project updates coming along, and I will be back in touch really soon. So take care of yourselves. I hope you're getting ready for Christmas, and I will see you all again in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.